Noble or not, I guess it depends on who you ask. Theresa May might be willing to fall on her sword if that's what it will take, rather, for Brexit to go through, Natalie.
That's right. We've just heard in the last couple of hours, in fact, that the UK Prime Minister has spoken to a committee of her backbench MPs and told them that if they vote for her Brexit deal, which, as you said, has been defeated in Parliament twice before, that she would essentially step down earlier than she intended. She has tried to gauge the mood among those backbench MPs. She says she realises that there is not the appetite among them for her to continue with the next stage of Brexit. Remember, the first stage is where we are at now, which is trying to get her withdrawal agreement through. The second stage will be the future relationship with the EU. So she has said that she will stand down. She won't carry on with that second stage of negotiations with the EU, provided that she gets the votes that she needs from her backbench MPs to get her deal through. Now, it is interesting what's been happening here in the UK. We have slightly seen the mood change as a result of what's been taking place today, with MPs putting forward their own suggestions on how a Brexit outcome may come about, and they are various outcomes and a big range of them, in fact. So what we are seeing is those hardline Brexiteers in her party that have previously voted against her own deal. We're seeing them soften their stance slightly, because many of them are now beginning to see that potentially the future may hold no Brexit at all for the UK, or indeed a soft Brexit. So it's possible that with this bargaining tool of her own resignation, that she may well get a few more of those MPs on board with her own deal. But of course, that will require it to come back to Parliament for a third time, and there are big question marks still over whether she can get it back for a third vote.
I mean, as lawmakers grapple with this, what's the sentiment among Britons on the ground?
There's a great deal of what's being called Brexit fatigue. It's something that has been talked about for the past 2 years. Of course, on the 29th of March, in just a couple of days' time, the UK was supposed to exit the EU. That date has been pushed back to either the 12th of April or the 22nd of May now. So this seems to be, as far as people on the ground are concerned, a never-ending saga that continues to go on without any kind of resolution in sight. Having said that, though, there has been a lot of sentiment, particularly recently here in the UK, among those who essentially want to revoke Article 50, which the translation of that is basically cancelling Brexit altogether. On the weekend here in London, we saw 1 million people marching against Brexit. There's been an online petition signed by nearly 6 million people wanting to cancel Brexit altogether. So we're starting to see that mood shift as well. But essentially what we are hearing a lot from a lot of people on the ground is simply that they want the government to get on with it. They want a resolution in sight. And of course this is impacting businesses here in the UK as well in terms of their strategy planning for the future. They simply don't know what trade deals with the EU and future relations with the EU are likely to look like in the coming weeks or even months.
Brexit fatigue. Thank you very much for that update. Natalie Powell out in London for us with the latest on Brexit.